Good morning. This is the County Council meeting, June 10th, 9:30 a.m. It's 9:30. We'll now start our meeting. We'll start with the pledge or the prayer. You want to go ahead and do the pledge? You want to?
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we praise your name. Lord, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to come and serve the people. Lord, bless this time, these people, our decisions according to your will. Hopefully, Lord, that we'll look to you for that. I pray, Lord, there's a few folks in the crowd here that have had health problems, and we lift them up, Lord, to you for healing and comfort and peace, and we pray for their health. Thank you for all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning on this beautiful morning. It was a nice drive in here. Glad everybody could make it with us. Any business that anybody has in the audience they would like to talk about, we won't do anything with it, but bring it to our attention. Yes, ma'am?
I have a question. I don't know how the process works. Maybe you guys can enlighten me on it. When somebody comes to the council for money, say they want $3,500 for a project, and the project ends up exceeding like $7,000, and does that need to come back to the table to be pre-approved, or is it just like if I said it's going to cost $3,500 and ends up being $10,000, you guys write the check?
No,
How does that process work? And like getting a bid on something or an estimate?
they have to come back to the council. If we only allot $3,500 in there, then they have to come back.
So what happens if they don't? You guys, I mean,
Then where do they get the money? Because if they don't come back to us, they don't get another check.
okay, so if there's invoices showing that it exceeded what was asked for, then I could present them to you guys to look at.
You could?
Okay. All right, that's what I want to know.
Just to add to that, too, sometimes there's already an amount in that line item, and they just need an additional to add to that to make that expense. So sometimes the request could be, they could have $3,500 in their line. They could come to council and get an additional for $3,500, and they could spend $7,000. Do you see what I'm saying? There could already be money in that line item that they have, and they get an additional that they need to complete that purchase, and then all they need is the difference. And that's what they asked for in the meeting.
I'm confused. For the budget, they're given, so say for painting, they're given a certain amount at budget time. This is how much you can use to paint. Well, for the sake of example, if it's gonna cost $7,000 and they only have $35 to paint, then they'll come to us and say, hey, it's gonna cost us $7,000 to paint this room. Will you give us another $35? We vote on it, up or down, whatever. If we approve it, then we give them the extra $3,500, so now they have $7,000 to paint.
But you still have to approve the additional amount.
That additional $35. Now, if it goes to $9,000, they have to come back. If it goes over another $2,000, they have to come back to us and say, hey, it's gone over another so much. And if we say, sorry, then they gotta figure out a way to pay it without us giving them more money.
Okay, that's all I want to make sure, so to clarify, then, if they did ask for the $3,500, then it exceeds it. Say it's the 7, and they need to come back and ask for the additional.
Yeah.
Yes.
If it goes beyond their allotted budget amount for that particular line item, yes.
Okay.
All right, anybody else? Good, seeing none, let's go on into the sheriff interlocal agreement with the city of Austin and Scottsburg.
I think that Teresa probably gave you a copy of it, didn't she? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the same thing I spoke to you about last time. Just going to try to get it approved and get you all to sign. Austin's going to send us $10,000. Scottsburg's going to send us $10,000. Basically, what it says is that we're going to have one of our jailers stick with 4 to 6 prisoners. And like this week, just for example, like say they would be with Austin Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Next week, and then they would be with Scottsburg Tuesday, Thursday, and then next week they would be with the opposite. And then, of course, then it's just a work crew. And then I would have my county work crew now that's doing the mowing and the cleaning, they're gonna stay the same. So they're continually asking us for help, and I don't have the extra funds to be able to pay another jailer to go, you know what I'm saying, every day with them to the cities. So they're gonna pay for that extra jailer to be able to do that. That's basically what it is, so.
So you're gonna hire another part-time jailer?
No, I'm using the jailers that I've got. I'm using the employees that we already have.
So why then, I guess I'm confused on why the $20,000 then you're saying is you don't have the funds if you're not hiring anybody else?
No, because I have
These
to
would be
be able to
extra
pay them.
hours.
Yeah, these is extra hours that would be used by the part-time employees
Okay,
that I don't have in the budget. I've only got so many part-time hours that I can use.
I understand that.
So that,
So,
if I understand right, so Austin and Scottsburg's giving you 10,000 apiece?
Yes.
And that's gonna pay for that jailer?
That
from
jailer.
Washington? So
yes.
it's nothing, it's not gonna cost us anything?
No, it's not gonna cost us anything. That's why I say, before it was because I was having to pay my jailers to go with these guys up to Austin and Scottsburg, and they were wanting them more than I had the money actually to be able to pay them to do it, so
So they're gonna foot the bill?
they're gonna put the bill for our guys to be there.
So the only thing we're gonna be out would be medical or something like that if needed.
Yeah,
Okay.
Medical for what? There shouldn't be
For
any
in
medical.
case they were
requirement.
injured or something like that while they were doing this.
For the inmates.
If the inmate gets
Inmates are,
injured, still has
inmates are
to-
already, that should already be covered.
That's what he's saying. The
Oh,
only
okay,
thing we would be
okay.
out was
Yeah, you
any
got pretty
extra
medical.
medical or.
My question though is, it doesn't specify that, and so is it gonna go towards your part-time line?
we're creating a new, line item, the commissioners are. I've already got it
Then
approved by the commissioner.
I don't wanna sign or vote on anything until the commissioners have specified. I don't feel comfortable voting on
You done that yet?
hypotheticals.
They've approved that we enter into this. The official agreement has not been signed yet by the commissioners. The fund ordinance is going before them and this on the 16th.
Okay, but I think that's where we get into trouble, is we sign before. I'm trying to make things run more smoothly and not go in what we've done in the past. I think that's where we've gotten in trouble. So if they've entered into it, then once it's signed, then come back, and then we can actually do the funds. But right now, we're
Well,
just
the
voting
commissioners will
on,
actually create the fund.
right.
They do the
And
ordinance for the
then we'll
fund,
sign off that that's,
what they intended to do.
yes, because it's pretty vague at this point.
What you guys is doing is saying that, you know what I'm saying, that you guys are not gonna be out any money.
There's no additional money.
No, what you're saying is that it's okay for us to receive the monies from Scottsburg and Austin to be able to pay my guy.
Okay.
Does that make
When-
sense?
Yeah, when the commissioners sign off on it.
The commissioners is the ones that gave me the authority to do it.
But they haven't signed
But
it
they
yet,
haven't
Right, no,
signed.
so
okay,
it
yeah.
needs to go,
So you'd prefer that it would go before?
it needs to.
Yeah, I think that's
Everything
what's-
needs to go before them first and
that's
then
what
come
has
to
gotten us in
us.
trouble
Actually,
before.
they could sign it now because they'd already, you know what I'm saying, I can leave it with Tammy and they can sign it now because they'd already given me the authority to do it. The only thing they haven't done is just created a bank account for the money to come into.
Well, but
So
all
probably what
that's
I need to
pretty
do
important.
is, you know what I'm
Since we
saying?
have a commissioner here, John, have you all signed this yet?
I haven't signed it, but we just approved it.
You approved it?
Yeah.
It won't go into a bank, it'll go into the main fund. We're just creating its own fund and its own budget. It won't commingle with anything else. So it's just a fund creation that the commissioners will do and then we'll create the budget.
So on the 16th, when they meet, they can sign it, and then we can sign off on it once they sign it, is my proposal.
I don't have a problem with signing it. Our portion of it, we signed that we agree with that part, that portion that pertains to us. If we say, okay, commissioners gotta sign first, then the commissioners say, okay, I want the council to sign first. Austin says, I want Scottsburg to sign first, we would never get anything done. I don't have a problem with signing it today for the council's portion of the agreement. I do have some cosmetic things I would like to address at the proper time on the agreement itself. Who
Well, that's-
prepared this?
Josh Stigdon, the county attorney. or the city attorney, and he was acting county attorney back before they hired him.
So, but we have a county attorney now, don't we?
Now we do,
Then
yeah.
I think the new county attorney needs to look at
Well, the
it.
only problem of it is this, before this gets done, the summer's gonna be over.
Well, and I understand that, so then we need to push it through, but that's the whole point of having a county attorney now, is I think the county attorney needs to look at it, and then we'll come back, and we just need to set a precedent for the way that things need to be done, and,
What were your thoughts, Raymond? You wanna go ahead and?
yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, I apologize.
Well, this is what's, mainly what I've got is cosmetic. I think, there's some words, a couple of words I think are incorrect. That any power they make should be may, and purchase, up in the first whereas, and then they purchase, sale and exchange, sale should be sell. And then it does make a difference maybe. And down on number 1, says this agreement shall begin upon execution. That's whenever all the parties sign. But in number 7, it says, before taking effect, this agreement will be filed with the county recorder.
And then 60 days.
So, which is it? May take a day to get it recorded, I don't know. And it's no big, I like the program.
Yeah.
I'm in favor of it.
Well, here,
Needs to
yeah,
happen.
and I understand that. Here's the thing about it is this, and I totally agree with what you're saying, I do. The thing about it is this, the only thing different than what we're doing now is they're gonna send us $20,000. I can scrap this and throw it away and just keep doing what we're doing. Does that make sense? And then the county, we would be picking up the whole bill for it.
We're not
You know what I
saying
mean?
that, we're not saying
That's-
that we're not gonna do it,
Right, I understand that.
I just think.
But what I'm trying to say is this, starting Monday, we will have a crew working with Austin and Scottsburg. You know what I mean? So whether we get paid by Austin and Scottsburg starting Monday, or whether we don't get paid by Austin and Scottsburg starting Monday, we will have a crew working with it.
Okay,
I don't
so-
care, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to
So
get
if you're doing it
return.
anyways, if you're not waiting on us to sign this, to send the crews out, then we can then we can go through the proper channels.
You can go through the proper channels if that's what you want to do. I'm not telling you what to do, yes, ma'am.
And I think it's great, I think it's wonderful, but if this is a part-time jailer and we're adding additional hours, I'm trying to think here proactively. So with that addition of hours to that person, does that make that person then a full-time, or would, for benefits, you see what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
We don't want to get in trouble with that and then come back and say, oh, I'm working 40 hours now, I should be getting benefits.
no.
That
That doesn't happen with a part-time person.
Yeah. we
sorry.
don't have
Does
to
it,
worry about
Doug?
Well, I mean, I was just asking to make sure that we don't
No,
get in
you're
trouble.
right. I understand what your question is, because we run into that all the
They
time.
work
When we run short on help, sometimes we work people over that allotted number of hours. I
I
understand.
just didn't want us to be getting in trouble with them, so come back and say, well, I'm working for you.
No,
Yeah, it's
whenever,
consecutive, like they have to
Okay.
work.
whenever they sign in
Just a question.
part-time,
No, and
they're
I understand that
part-time.
question, because we deal with it all the time. So, and that's the reason why they probably know it so quickly, because we do deal with it all the time, so. But
Okay.
basically what I'm saying.
I don't wanna lose any more
is,
money, so if we can get paid Monday, I say we push this through, but anything else after this date right here has got to go through the commissioners. Can't come to us and be rushed
Well,
anymore.
what do you mean we're not gonna lose any more money? The city, Scottsburg and Austin say 60
I wasn't
in
done
60
yet.
days.
They're gonna
I
pay us.
wasn't done yet.
You're not done yet? Okay, go ahead, Raymond.
Well, there's another reference to effective date, and that's number 19.
Yeah.
And there's another cosmetic thing in here, but I'll brush up on that. I have another question, and it has nothing to do with, well, indirectly it does. Do we need an ordinance specifying how this money's gonna be spent?
That will go before the commissioners on Wednesday, because they'll create the fund, yes.
Then it should be delineated how
Yeah.
much.
Here's the thing about it
Not
too.
this, that's not in
No,
this.
yeah, I get that, yes.
We're not
And you're
taking money for
exactly
60
right.
days, Rachel. anyways.
You're exactly right. And here's the thing about it is this, it wouldn't even be active until they sign it anyway. So even no matter if you guys sign it, it wouldn't, if they don't sign it and come up with their part of it, it's not gonna, that's the reason why I brought it here first, because you guys only meet once a month.
Okay, do I have a motion to table it
I'll
so
second.
we can get on? Eric,
Ready for discussion?
So who actually made the motion to table?
Eric,
No, he
Second.
said-
I'll make the motion to table it.
I said, do I have a motion to, all right, never mind.
What's the motion?
So who motioned it?
I motion to table it.
And I'm gonna, before you do anything, I want a discussion.
Okay, what else do you wanna add?
Well, what I would like to do, could we pass this and don't go in effect until Wednesday when they sign it? Because, I mean, we're looking at $20,000, and I don't.
We're gonna get that anyway, that's what we're just discussing down here. We're gonna get that money anyways, we just need to go through the proper channels now and make it.
It's not based on whether we sign this or not, we're gonna sign it, we just need to go through the proper channels. And it says that we're not gonna get the money for 60 days anyways. It says that within 60 days, the cities will give us the $10,000. So it's not, we're not losing money, we just need to go through the proper channels. They need to sign it first, then it needs to come in, and he's gonna have crews out regardless.
Yeah, I mean, it could be over Wednesday, or we can wait another month and do this.
Could you call
What makes
another meeting?
sense?
It doesn't matter whether we wait, they're gonna be doing it
Call
anyways.
another meeting
We could, we could call,
and get it done whatever.
if they meet Wednesday, we could call it.
But we're just saying, it doesn't matter if we okay it now, or we rush it.
There's no.
We're still gonna get $20,000
And the
and that's all.
program is still
And then he
gonna
can put
start.
that back in his account, cause it's gonna pay a part-time jailer anyways.
Right, and we're gonna,
And
they're
we've
not
gotta
gonna pay
start
us for
doing stuff
60 days
right.
anyways.
Or
It's
we're
not like
gonna
they're gonna give us the money Monday.
Let me throw a little something there with Raymond's portion. Doesn't it need to be cleaned up to where it says what it's supposed to say?
It needs to go in
I
front
mean,
of
probably.
Well, that's my
the
opinion.
county attorney.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's probably a good enough, that's probably a good enough reason to.
Yeah, I see what you're saying exactly.
To
yeah.
get it cleaned up to where it's, you know.
I see what you're saying, yeah, exactly. And I would agree with that even though we're starting Monday, you know what I'm saying, that 60 days, and it don't matter if we start Monday or 6 weeks from now, we're still gonna get our $20,000 at the end it comes through. I agree with that. I don't disagree with that. The only thing I was saying is that, and that clarified that, was that we're starting Monday. You see what I'm saying? It didn't matter if it's
You're
signed or
gonna
not.
start Monday or not.
So,
So
right.
have this agreement cleaned up a little bit to be more specific.
Right.
So that, yes.
So, and so that
Well,
it,
that's
and
not-
then.
that's what the-
Right.
Whoever.
Right. I don't have a problem with that. No, I don't have a problem with that. No, you're
To
good.
be more specific.
Right, you're good.
And I'll go along with what's been said, with I'm for it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%.
Right, I get it, yeah, I have no problem with that, yeah. Just as long as, I just wanted to make sure that we knew that it wasn't gonna stop me from starting Mondays, all it
Yes, no.
was. So we're good with
No,
that. I don't,
go clean the place up,
Yeah, that's
yes,
good.
I'm all,
that's good. I don't have a
It's great.
problem with that. Yeah, that's good.
Great idea.
good deal.
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay, all in favor, tabling it
Wait a
till,
minute.
Oh, but he's not done yet.
Wait a minute, state the motion again. I wanna know what the motion is.
Lindy motioned to table this until the commissioners have done their part in it, have signed it, have
Okay.
looked at it, and the county attorney
Okay.
'Cause I
has
was,
had time to look over it.
I'm still gonna start it on Monday, and we'll still get the money later down the road,
Yes.
so.
Yeah, yeah.
Cause I wanna clean up that part that you said, that needs to be
Yeah, that
cleaned up.
does.
I'm glad you've seen that.
That's
so.
3 different start dates. Good job. Rick.
Good?
Okay, I'm good.
All right.
But I'm gonna vote no, because we have today to consider this and sign. I don't have a problem with signing it. I think we ought to. I vote no on delaying the signing.
Okay, all in favor of tabling it till next time? 6. All nay? Thank you, Raymond.
So we'll get it done next time.
Yeah, that's no problem, because like I said, the only thing that I was worried about is I gotta start Monday, because I promised them I was gonna start Monday. So that's-
Absolutely.
That's one thing that I was worried about. I wanted to tell y'all one thing real quick. Our auction we had was a super success. We made almost $60,000 on that stuff that's been sitting there for 20 years or more. We made, we had to split it up in two different things, because anything that you sell firearms or firearms related has to go into a firearms training fund, and then the other stuff has to go into but we can spend it for anything, basically for training and
General fund.
and general fund type stuff, yeah. So, but the firearms was over about 57,000 was in the firearms. We had like 2,000 or 3,000 with just general items. So we was very pleased with that. We was exceedingly pleased with it, so.
Awesome
So
job.
are you gonna try to make this now
Yeah.
Well, we can't because we don't seize that many firearms.
no, I'm
This
not
is,
just talking about trying to make the auction as big of a, I don't say big of a deal, but
Yeah.
a production as it was this, or
Well-
do you think it was because of the firearms?
well, it was, that's all it was.
Gotcha.
We wouldn't have had, you know what I'm saying? We had a bunch of firearms. We had a boatload of firearms. So if we could do it every year, we would, but we don't. That's
I'm just thinking of
200 years, you know what I'm saying, worth of collecting firearms, you know what I'm saying, so. But we was extremely
Put
pleased.
some muskets in there.
Yeah, just about. They were slingshots, actually. You know, so. But I wanted to tell you that was really good news, and we can use that, anything firearms related. Of course, we'll be buying ammunition with and stuff like that. That's money we don't have to come beg for, you know, so it's all
Good
good, so.
deal. Good job, Rick.
All right, I think that's it. I'm not gonna bother you more or anything, so if y'all need anything,
Great job.
questions,
Thank you, Jerry.
let me know.
Getting all these
Thank you,
programs
Jerry.
going.
Yeah, we got some more stuff starting in the jails because COVID's letting up, so. And then visitation will start in the jail the 28th of June. We're following DOC guidelines, so that's what they said, so.
Good
All
job,
right,
Sheriff.
thank y'all. Need anything, let me know. Oh, one more thing too is this, I forgot. I'm sorry, real quick, 30 seconds. We have got.
Survivor 36.
Yeah. We've got a, if you noticed this, we was trying to keep it secret, but you can't, you know how things is in a small community, you can't keep secret. We've got a pig that's sitting over in front of the jail, okay?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's going on with that. We was gonna try to keep it secret and unveil it, but it's been painted by one of our inmates. It was donated by the concrete lady in Clarksville. And it was painted with a Scott County deputy's uniform on it. What we're doing is this. The Refuge in Austin, we're having a fundraiser for them. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have people come to the pig and get their picture taken. And we've got a little donation box beside of the pig. So we got a sign that we've got that says Scott County, Indiana. His name is Donut, Deputy Donut, okay?
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you painted a pig with the sheriff's
Uniform.
and you named it Donut?
Yes, Deputy Donut.
And what's the funds gonna go for?
The Refuge in Austin, the children's.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So we figure if we can't laugh at ourselves, you see what I'm saying, and what a better,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying, for kids. So we're gonna open it up, we're gonna have people come, you see what I'm saying, get their picture taken, and hopefully when they get their picture taken, they'll donate $1, whatever it is, and whatever funds we get, then we're gonna donate it to the refuge. And then at the end, when it loses its, you know what I'm saying, loses its gain, then we're gonna donate the hog to the refuge and they can auction it off or whatever they wanna do with it. So we'd hope to keep it quiet, but how you gonna keep it quiet when there's a pig sitting in front of you? And I get that, you know what I'm saying?
I do like that you put it behind bars too.
Yeah.
That was
Jerry,
nice,
be
that's a nice
careful, he
addition.
might squeal on you.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what that's for. And then, all the inmates, of course, they did all the work, and I'll tell you what, those guys created a platform, they did it, everything's professional. Once the hog's gone, we talked about putting a regular concrete statue there, like an angel or something that's professional, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That will stay permanent, will look good, you know.
What happens if the refuge never pans out?
It's already almost open.
Really?
Oh, it's almost done,
They
yeah.
got, what about, who's gonna be running, how many people are gonna have to run?
Billy Snowden's the one that's in charge. He's the operator or whatever it is, you see what I'm saying? So, yeah. Yeah, it's, they've almost got, you know where it's located?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's right there behind West Side Auto in Austin. If you go down where the city
okay,
hall is,
yeah, yeah.
turn there, that new big building they're building there, that's it. That's the refuge. So they pretty well, you know what I'm saying, they've got everything going. So I think they've already got enough funds for the first year operation and everything, so. And it's a lot to it. They're in with DCS. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, that we don't know about, I think, so.
John?
Yeah, I took a tour of it yesterday, matter of fact. They've got it's pretty close to being done. They're gonna keep 10 children there. It's basically a transitional care. When we get somebody now, Jerry has to have children, he has to sometimes take into court orders, whatnot. They'll usually put them in foster care. Sometimes they go out of county. And now this is a transitional, so they can keep them so long until they get them in foster care. It's not a permanent facility for children. It's, they bring in this, I think they have 10 people right now. It's pretty nice. It's gonna be a good thing for a community. And a lot of these kids who would be going out of county will be staying here now, and they'll be watched by people there. They'll have their own people doing everything.
It's operated basically, if I'm not wrong, is it DCS is gonna be most of the, they're in charge most of
Well, that's who sends them through, but it's usually.
It's a pretty good deal. But that's what the plan on it is, so I figure if we can make $2, you see what I'm saying, $2 is $2 for them.
Yep.
Anything we can do to help.
You got some
Sounds
creative
great.
folks.
Well, yeah. So if y'all need anything, let me know. That is the last thing.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Okay, thank you all.
Told you to stay off the front.
All right, Highway Department. Mr. Kevin Hall, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you.
All right, do we want to, did you bring quotes and?
I did.
Okay, do we want to go over that first and then decide?
There's a couple of requests in your packet too. We've got a transfer, 2 transfers.
Oh, I guess we've got paperwork here to look at.
I think all of it, kind of, maybe.
Do we have something?
Yeah, I have one, as far as this goes, I have one for everybody.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, so we want to go ahead and do the transfers? Okay, we have a transfer of $30,000 from line item 0533 paving
Here, sir.
to equipment repair.
Give them.
All right, 30,000.
No, I haven't got it.
Okay, so we're taking 30,000 from line item 34700 paving to, this is a different transfer,
Oh,
to equipment repair. This is just a transfer to equipment repair to cover a shortage in that.
Move to approve.
Second.
okay, so this isn't what, this isn't.
No, this is
okay,
different.
Something different, okay.
Okay, Raymond motioned. Eric second, all in favor? 7-0. All right, that one's done.
Okay, I was confused, but I'm with you. Okay.
Is there another one besides the one that we're gonna talk about now?
3,000 for either the rental of equipment or your quote that he just gave you.
Okay, so we're holding off on that one. Okay,
Do we need to do the transfer for the, do you wanna do the, from Judge Bowser?
That's next on
that's a different,
agenda.
Oh,
We're still with him. We're still with him.
I'm with you, all right, I'm good, let's go.
All righty, sir.
Back off a little bit.
You're in the hot
On the
seat.
hot seat.
My vacation.
Well, clear up a little confusion because I think there might have been some. The quote you got right there is for a 36-inch roller and a multi-quip jumping jack. It's 2 pieces of equipment the highway's needing right now to do a lot of prep work really before they start the community crossing paving. I guess I would challenge to say, would it make more sense to buy or would it make more sense to rent? So, after checking in, my idea was speed. How fast can I get this going? So, you know, after checking into some of these options, I handed you my favorite. I have several different options. Basically, to rent those two pieces of equipment, you might as well say it's right at $2,000 a month.
You have one?
Wilson Equipment kind of offered right there, you know, the 18-month municipal lease to us for, I believe, $1,300 and some change. And then we would own the two pieces of equipment outright
After 18 months.
after 18 months. If that's something that could happen, that would be my favorite to see
And that's available
immediately with that company.
this is, you could pick it up today,
Yes.
tomorrow, whatever.
Several of the companies are out to November plus because of COVID, and I guess they're behind on a lot of things. There's also some options of used equipment. The only thing I don't like about that is those equipment take a lot of abuse. Or, you know, I don't know.
So this is a new one?
Could be buying somebody's problem.
Do they
Those are brand
still
new.
have 10 in an item, or do we just take that?
For 10 and which item?
When we talked the other day, he said there may be 10,000 in one of their lines that we could move.
My suggestion, I want council to know, if you're getting ready to go in your budget season coming up, both the highway fund and local road and street are tight, very tight. Local road and street is at a even. My suggestion, one suggestion I have is that if you go with the purchase to take that from your paving, you've got paving money this year, just buy it outright, no lease, no interest. And, you know, you've got the community crossing money to get them going on the paving. This is money that was put aside for other paving. It's to me, it's a no-brainer to
Okay.
use the paving money for.
How much do we,
If you look at,
or I guess what line item, so we can do a transfer?
you just did a transfer of the 30,000, so if you look at your budget here, the line at the bottom that's highlighted, there's 449,858.88, so 30,000 you just transferred.
So we're at 419. I think I would move to purchase, and so we can, because this, as we spoke earlier, and this is something that he's going to use in the future, and we're gonna need. So I think, you know, as long as it's maintained properly and we don't run into the problems that we've had in the past with our equipment.
You said roller and trailer, right?
No, this is gonna be a roller and a multi-quit jumping jack, so a compactor, no trailer.
Do you need a trailer?
Well, we always need a trailer, but right now it's really hard to get a trailer. What we need is all on back order. I think we got it solved right now. We're working with the city a little bit, and we're gonna do some
So if you-
revamp work on our stuff to
So
try
if
to
you
make it
get
work for
this,
now.
if you get this, you can utilize it, you have a way
Immediately,
to
yes.
utilize it immediately without having to worry about
Yeah,
transporting it,
We
okay.
got
So the
that
new
solved.
trailer that we bought is too high.
Yeah, the ramps are too far apart. It's not a huge problem. We have an O trailer. We're gonna make it work. If we can get this equipment, that's minor.
Okay.
We'll get that to work.
Okay, so-
I do want to say that, just so everybody's aware, the O roller that burnt last fall, we're supposed to get a check for $7,477 for that roller. Hopefully this week, the way it sounds. So that'll help a little.
I move to, what do we have to do, move to,
Create the line
Create.
item for the purchase and then transfer from paving.
yes,
I'll second.
Okay, Lindy,
what's, Eric, you got a question?
motion
Yeah,
to approve. What are we gonna call it?
Eric has a
Equipment
question.
purchase.
Good job.
Is it a,
This, are we taking your favorite?
That's my favorite.
We're taking
It's
your
the
choice.
direction.
That's
I
one
would-
we can get now.
We're taking
So
this
let's
choice.
We
let's
can get
go.
them out as good equipment.
well,
yeah.
we're not gonna rent it, we're
No,
gonna
we're gonna
take
buy
the
it.
money and buy it outright, because,
So we can use the same option that you prefer?
Yeah.
Except we give you the money you buy?
Yeah.
Outright, okay.
We're creating the line item right now.
Okay.
Equipment purchase line item.
That's what I want,
He would do
what you
this.
prefer.
he would do
Yes.
this even.
I think that'll be our best
Diane
bet.
Okay.
All in favor? Creating the line item? 7-0. Okay. Now, do I have a motion to transfer? We wanna do What did you advertise, or did you advertise?
This is transfer, so we'll have to.
Okay, so do we wanna do a little more? Like do 25, just in case? Okay, transfer 25,000 from paving, which was line item
If you purchase it outright, is there anything?
347,
Brand new?
I honestly don't know that off the top of my head. I'm sure there is.
I'm sure it's not very long, but
Probably not with those tools, I
But at
would
least-
imagine. I got a quote, an actual outright quote. I'm gonna see what.
All right, all in favor of transferring 25,000 from paving 34700 to equipment purchase line item?
Who made the motion?
I'm asking if everybody's okay.
what's
or-
up?
Yeah, would 25 do it?
Yeah, that figured to be.
It was 23,475, so I said we added,
He was.
Yeah, and 23,475 is what I got for the two quotes buying
Okay.
outright.
25 makes a little cushion.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now, wait a minute. I mean, I forgot something. Please add Indiana sales tax. Are we exempt?
No,
We're exempt? Okay. Never mind, we're good.
But good for you for stopping us before we.
We don't play this.
okay, do I have a motion?
A motion.
Lindy, do I have a second? Diane, second? All in favor? 7-0?
All right, so we call.
Great.
Before they sell this.
Yes, he said he would put it on hold
Okay.
just as soon as I call him.
All right, so we vetoed. All right, good job. Sorry about all that, I just wanted to do it the
Oh,
right
oh,
way
big
and not to spend $3,000 a month on renting something when we could
What's a
purchase it.
jumping jack? That was a pogo stick.
Well, you'll feel like you're on a pogo stick after running it a while.
Yeah, it's a really ugly.
Yeah, it's not important tool.
Thank you, Teresa, for all that. Appreciate it.
That's okay.
I had one more thing here.
Okay.
And I hope I'm going in right over to this, and not, I'll be finding out shortly. So we had the line item for the maintenance, summer help, and repair. And, I was talking to Teresa about turning that into mower cutter jobs and just turning it into 2 part-time jobs, since we're not doing the, college or high school kids, I guess, as of now. We talked about, we could give them 712 hours apiece and change that pay rate to like 19 an hour. I think it'll help us find guys to fill the position.
Would that be changing the amount?
No, we have 27,072 in it. So as far as the pay rate, that could give us 40 hours a week for 17 weeks. So that gets us into October. So, mowing season, it should be.
So it's
alright
just
by then.
changing the,
it'll just cut the hours.
okay.
Just cut the hours, yeah.
So we want to make it a different name, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And you say you're taking the pay rate out?
So we just need to approve the 2 to split it, or?
There used to be a 3, they used to have college kids in there, 3 from each district. Now, it's no different than part-time in any other ones. If you can find one person or 2, and just if he raises the pay rate, it will cut the hours back.
Right.
And split.
I think your salary ordinance right now says summer help on that line.
Yeah.
And if you just move it to seasonal mower or whatever and amend the pay rate, that's all it would take for me to change it, wouldn't it, Teresa? Just to amend the summer help line on the salary ordinance to say seasonal mower and change the pay rate to $19 an hour and to work within that money.
That's appropriate.
Yeah. So there's no more money, it's just rearranging how it's spent.
Do I have a motion?
To do what?
To
I'll make the motion.
It said twice.
For all that.
amend the salary ordinance.
Amend the salary ordinance, we're gonna
It's
make it,
different.
instead of summer help, make it seasonal mower.
Yes.
And then we're gonna change the pay rate to $19 an hour, so he can split it with 2 people
Instead of,
until October.
And then he'll work within that budget.
Yes, within the 27,000.
So did you make that motion?
Eric motion,
And I would second that.
and Raymond second. Any discussion? All in favor? 7-0.
No discussion.
There should never be any discussion. All right, anything else, sir?
That's it.
Well, welcome.
Easy.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry you came into
First one was easy.
A little.
so we'll see.
nice
I
meeting you.
appreciate it. It's good to meet you.
you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Thanks.
All right.
All right,
Superior,
now we'll do Hauser.
that's right. Superior Court transfer request.
She's
Move to
asking.
approve.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Okay.
Let's transfer.
Second.
You wear me out.
Now you can discuss it.
All right, so we had a motion from Eric.
No questions.
This letter in regards to court claim. $693 from 30100 to 13401 transcripts. And second by Donnie. All in favor? 7-0.
No discussion.
No discussion.
All right, anybody else have anything?
If I could for just 1 second, State Board of Accounts, they moved in on us again. This is our annual audit, so we started that. I think they came into what, Monday, Teresa? Yes. So, they were ideal times because we thought July would be a lot better start time for this, but they're here. Welcome to them. Hopefully everything will all work out fine and they can have a quick, of course, we're under federal as well, so we'll be forever, I think, under federal audit. We know at least probably till, what, 2028 or something like that because of all the ARP monies. But anyway, we need an entrance conference with the council president and with the commissioner president, so I'll talk to you after the meeting about the date. And then another thing too, with the American Rescue Funds, at the last commissioners meeting, they did approve the ordinance that set this up, so to speak, for the county to receive that. We do have the money in the bank. A little over 2.3 million was deposited. There are about 4 major guidelines on how this is to be spent. I really recommend, I call it a round robin with a lot of auditors throughout the state. Ideas can spring up to spend this, but that does not mean that these are the correct ideas at this phase in the game to be using this for. One of the big things we took away from a small conference that Teresa and I attended, John was actually there too, don't be in a hurry. Another take, we spoke directly with an auditor from a neighboring county. This money is not a county windfall as in a county government unit windfall. This is stimulus money. This is money that's meant to be taken into the county instead of it going through the state and saying, here Hoosiers, here's $5 a piece, okay? The federal government gave it directly to units of government. This is supposed to be money that we give away. And I know that's hard to wrap your mind around this, but some of the first guidelines are changes in pay for certain people, actually direct distributions to some of your not-for-profits and whatnot. And I know recently you've had a few requests. I don't know how, as a county, you guys as leaders, commissioners, and you guys will approach that. As who's on the list, who's not on the list, do you give a certain amount to everybody and just forget it, or what? But this is money that you're supposed to give away. So, and there's only limited reasons right now that you can do things, and part of giving that away, if you were a utility, like a city that had utilities, you would improve the services because you're generating revenue from people having better services and sending in more payments to you because you're picking up more customers. So again, that's what this money's for. It's not to repair something big at the county or build something big at the county, at least not this phase. In 2 years, it may change because we know this all changes because we'll get the same amount a year from now. And we also have reporting. It's gonna fall back on the auditor to do report on what you guys do through the federal government portal. I spent several minutes, maybe couple hours trying to get myself registered to be the person who deals with the portal. I mean, they took my I had to get on my cell phone, and there was a little red guy on my cell phone, and he took a selfie of me. They've got my personal information. I'm hooked up, okay? So whatever you guys do, I'm the face that's gonna be to the, so I want it to be good.
We also found out at the RDA meeting that this money can be used to be our match. So if we get a project that is in there with the regional, when Sunny came in, the regional project that's gonna happen is something that's going to benefit the 5 counties that are in there in our project. So that's what our meeting June 18th is, if everybody can make it out to the Mid-America Science Park. And I want to talk a little bit after today on some ideas. Just we need to come up with a couple project ideas that would benefit our county. If it's recovery, I mean, they're gonna look at all that stuff. Like, we need recovery, we need sports center, we need stuff to engage our community and keep people here to spend money, bring people in. So we need to look at that too, because that money is gonna be able to be our match. I thought we were out, because you have to have a 2020 match, and then the 60 comes later. So whenever I heard that kind of made me a little more hopeful that we need to get our projects in there. So the June 18th meeting is good for brainstorming. But it was a godsend that money can be used to be our match.
Because what you're saying right there is a stimulus, because we're gonna have hotel business, we're gonna have more restaurant business. It's gonna stimulate our local economy by what we do with this money that they gave us. So it's about rescuing our economy, not doing county projects.
So get your brains together on some projects that we can come up with.
But projects are what's gonna drive this, but it has to be something that stimulates.
Any kind of time limit on that?
We've done it 4 years basically to take care of this. So, and the second phase, it may be that they focus on these areas to where you get it spent down, and then they give you your second lump, and then you've got 2 years to spend it down, and there may be different guidelines on that. It may be more geared towards government. Once you've taken kind of care of your community and stimulating things, you might get more unit help maybe in the second one. I have no idea. But again, this is what can you do with this money to generate more money, not just alleviate, because most people don't pay for our services, so to speak, what I'm saying, unless it's through taxes, and that's not, and in lost revenue, that's one of the things we'll have to. One of the first things we want to do is take care of what we lost as a government unit, because we want to keep services going to our taxpayers. But, we, obviously the school closed. We lost money in the SRO fund. We couldn't generate the money from the school because they only paid per use. So we need to shore up that fund. There's a couple things. And the LIT money is probably in the second phase, because LIT money's 2 years behind. So we won't see the downturn in income taxes
See that next year.
until next year.
Is Austin and Scottsburg, are they receiving money too?
They should have gotten their own stimulus money.
Okay,
Yes.
good deal.
I have a recommendation. We're talking about a gob of money. And I think the council should schedule a working meeting, which that's not public. You don't have to have the public involved. You have a working session. The council would meet just like we are now, but it would be billed as a working session, and all we would consider is what we're just now talking about. The time and place would be at the discretion of the council president, and you would call that when you have sufficient input to make it a productive meeting.
I sent out a text to see when everybody would,
And it don't have
days.
That's not a public meeting. So that's my
Well,
recommendation.
there won't be no decisions made that day, so I think.
No, we're just gonna brainstorm about what's best for the county.
You would come together and figure out how's the best way to, you wouldn't act on it at the working session. You'd come back in a public meeting,
I think it'd be good.
but you wouldn't have to go through all of the all of the
We wanna do
jaw
that.
jacking that
And in
we
addition to
normally
what
do.
Raymond's saying, I think in July, because we have to have a report up to them, I think our first deadline, State Board of Accounts said was August 31st, to report on the activity of whatever has happened at your county with the money, which may be nothing at that point. I mean, we're not getting advice to hurry up and do something, we just have to keep them abreast of whatever's
So
going
you
on.
just have to say they've met.
And then, and they've
You
not
can do
appropriated
everything
anything
up to
probably,
actually
right?
voting.
But you probably
Yeah,
want to
that's,
have
I sent out a
joint
text to
meeting
see when,
in July with the commissioners.
I tried to get that going before
And
now.
then, out of that joint meeting, I would suggest that you form a subcommittee for just the ARP, that you have under the quorum, okay, have 3 council members and 1 commissioner on a subcommittee, that's just a suggestion, for the ARP only, to where those people are gonna be charged with the task of making sure that it meets the criteria, you know, reading through the projects that you guys suggest and whatnot. That would be my suggestion, because this is going to be a job to spend $4.6 million and do it in the most prudent way that you think you can, you know, to make the goals. So that's just my suggestion, that's just a plan to look at it.
Good suggestion.
And we can decide that if we do, when we do a joint thing.
So what days are better for everybody, evening wise, to have a little workshop?
Evenings are better for
Oh,
me.
simple.
Evenings?
I'm
Evenings?
retired now, I mean.
Huh?
I'm retired, so it don't matter. As long as I can have
Benefits
the
own
surgery.
in your own business, I believe. As long as it's after this Tuesday, I'm going to Florida.
That's our first meeting.
Yeah. So maybe next Tuesday evening?
I already have an appointment Tuesday evening, sorry.
Wednesday?
Well, you'll be in Florida next week, right?
No, there's no.
Oh,
So you won't
Before
be,
you
I'll be-
schedule
I'll
it,
be-
be sure you've got all
I'll
the
be
info
back.
so that we,
I'll be back Tuesday, but not in the morning.
What about,
so Wednesday?
what
We'll
about,
table it.
hang on, yeah, how about the idea of, you know, what should come first, or does it matter? The ready meeting, you know, RDA, that we're gonna have the 3-hour next Friday. Should we do that before we get together? and
Well, it
do
would have been
this?
nice if
Or
we could have had our projects together to take two
Take to that,
that,
so
but
we should do
it's
that
not
before
gonna,
that?
it's not gonna happen now.
Oh, okay.
When's
The 18th, next Friday.
So can we do next Wednesday?
I teach classes Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Is it Tuesday and Fridays or?
Tuesday evening?
Well,
I
Oh,
can
yeah,
do
I'm
the
sorry.
commission.
I forgot
I'm
that.
sorry.
I'm sorry, no, I'm
forgot
meeting
that.
first.
So,
Another meeting.
Form subcommittee, and then maybe, unless you guys are talking about the RDA, are you guys talking about your working meeting for the regional development?
Next Friday.
that's the 18th, that's already scheduled. That's,
Okay.
I was wanting to get everybody together here to just brainstorm before that, but now it's down to crunch time, so it's not.
Yeah,
I gotta work at 5, and I have to be at Madison by
you make a
6:30.
call when you want.
Well, the
Have you
RDA
ever
meeting may
convened
give us
your-
ideas,
Yeah, I
If
agree.
you wanted to
you know, and I think it'll work out either way.
Whoever can show up, and if
Because
somebody
it's just a
can't
brainstorm.
send their
Yeah,
input.
They still have to
Yeah.
be brainstorm.
How's that?
The one on
Maybe do
18.
that, Rachel, that would help you get to the 18th better.
Do we all wanna meet Tuesday evening, the ones that can, then Diane, we can put you on the phone? Is that okay with you?
Well, she'll be at a meeting. but
I'm
I
gonna be
can-
at a meeting,
Oh.
but on Tuesday.
But I can take detail, or I can.
I can put down some ideas that
I
I
was
have.
gonna say, if you wanna
and give them
send
to
your
you guys.
ideas.
I mean, because really, that's all I would do if I was at that meeting anyway, but I mean, you could always text me or.
Tuesday, June 15th,
Yeah.
and do we wanna meet somewhere else? Or we wanna do it,
Is this room gonna be open?
If you're doing it in the evening, there's no problem.
There's no.
okay, what time's good for everybody?
Because the commissioners meet on the 16th, and then I'm out on the 15th. I've got things going on, and I'm not, I mean, the 14th. And 15th is kind of iffy with me right now. I got things going on with my dad, so, he gets a hard skin on.
As long as it's in, like, after 3, I'm good. Because like my flight's in the morning.
4:30, 5?
Fine.
5?
That works.
And what's the for sure date?
June 15th, next Tuesday. then we can throw some ideas together and we can take that to the RDA meeting and maybe have a little bit more.
Can you make it at 5? Raymond?
What day we talking about?
June 15th,
15.
next Tuesday,
That's okay.
5 o'clock.
Yes, that's okay.
okay.
Sure.
And this is for the RDA.
This is just a workshop for
Just a
us.
workshop.
This is just,
But at 5 o'clock, you're gonna provide the evening meal, right?
sure,
Pizza.
I can cook. All right, anybody else with anything else? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Raymond,
I like to make that motion.
Ab second, all in favor? Aye, 7-0.
Let's see, Rachel is at 15
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
at 5 o'clock.
at 5.
Here,
You got, and them old pills that make you sick. You're not used to taking pain medicine.
Yep.
Told you.
See you later, guys.
See ya.
See ya. Dr. Schaefer, he does sports medicine for Louisville,